And of course, with that stupid phone stuff, I pressed the button and it stopped recording. Absolutely annoying. Okay, phone. No, I want to show. Here you can see the button. It lights up if you go faster. Then you can switch to high beam. You can see more light goes upwards onto the trees. Look at the trees versus not. That's the difference between high and low beam. But you see there's a lot of artifacts, a lot of unevenness in the beam, and that's a problem in that it's difficult to make out unevenness in the road surface versus determining what is actually caused by the beam. So if you go on a nice asphalt road, it's not a problem. But if you ride on poorer roads, like gravel or something, then that's very bad. And also if you ride on roads that have patches in them, such as repairs. Okay, we can go. So what I'm going to do now is switch between the Saferide 80 and the Supernova M99. It's in low mode now as well. Ugh. So they're now both on, but I'm going to hold my hands now for the Saferide 80. Okay. Then what you see now let's continue a bit beyond the traffic, beyond the road, beyond the lights here. Here it gets very dark, which is good for testing. So this is the Supernova M99 dynamo, and this is the Saferide 80. Saferide 80's beam shows you not much beyond the asphalt, but in reality I see more. I see more to the side that is lit up. So it's not actually dark there, but it only shows that on the video from the camera. That's a problem with the dynamic range of cameras and screens. So actually I see a huge amount, very far and fairly wide, a bit wider than what the camera shows. So I see the sides of the road green, lit up on both sides, and on the phone screen I don't see that, or perhaps if you turn up the brightness. In any case, back to the M99, and you see range is about similar, but it is a lot more uneven. I would say it's slightly brighter as well, but it could be an effect that you only notice because the color is more white or more cool, and the cool white is not so good to see the differences in green, in brown, in yellows, etc. Then perhaps I can show it in this shot. I'll go close to the side, look at the green. Okay, let's see. I see it in reality very well, that there is a lot better, it's a lot easier to see all the differences in green, brown, yellow, etc. on the side of the road. With the, not this one, this you see now the M99, but with the Saferide 80. Okay, let's now switch to the Lumintop B01. I'm putting it in high mode, and you see, I need to point it properly. It's difficult to point properly because the cutoff is not very sharp. So actually you always shine too high. This is an issue. It's not really a good cutoff light. In any case, I can see very far with it, far better than what shows on the camera screen. But let's go back to the Supernova M99. So let's see. Yeah, M99 puts out more light. It puts it out better in better positions. The B01 wastes a lot. I can put the B01, the Super from Lumintop, also in turbo. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that puts out a lot of light. I think 800 lumens. That's definitely brighter than any of them. But it puts out the light too high. Look at the trees. It just goes way too high. Like 2 meters high, it lights up everything. Even higher. It's not really good for oncoming traffic. And as I mentioned somewhere else on my site, and I think a video as well, I'm not concerned about motorists. I'm concerned about other cyclists who will be blinded by these kinds of lights. Motorists should be able to see despite getting the light of this B01 in their eyes. But let's now switch back to the M99 for Supernova. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, yes. Bit wider beam, but very uneven. I don't particularly like it. It's okay. I mean, it's better than most dynamo lights, but it could be a huge amount better. So I have a dynamo version of the Saferide 80 that puts out about 330 lumen, whereas this one, the battery powered version, puts out about 270 lumen, so that's about 20% more. And you notice that it is slightly brighter, so a little bit better. But I would say on the edge of the road, the Supernova is a bit brighter, but it is definitely not better than the Saferide 80. The same as which I concluded for the battery powered the battery powered version of the Supernova M99 that I tested a few years ago. So now go to switch dynamo, the lights. So the okay. Okay. So the Roxim D6. Need to adjust it a bit. This is obviously, let's see. It gets slightly pushed down because of the cables. Let's put it like this for a bit. It looks very dark, but it isn't. I can see very well with it, and that is the difference between the camera and the human eye, because the human eye adapts to the available light. So if I run with a very bright light, then I will see a lot, but I will not properly see the dark areas. It's one of the issues in examining beam shots and videos. I would say this is an excellent beam. It doesn't put out as much light as the Supernova M99 dynamo, but beam is better in being very even. Well, there is of course these artifacts close to the bike, but yeah, it's okay. I do sometimes get the impression, because it is this light here close to the handlebar, that someone is overtaking me. So I think I've showed, well, I can compare with the Saferide 80 for a bit. So this one is fairly narrow in the sense that it lights up this road. It's about 4 meters, a bit more than 4 meters, I think. So it shows on the camera that I don't light up the entire width between the two stripes, but in reality it lights up, what I see is it lights up the road between the two stripes and beyond that also as well, a bit more. I mean, it's darker there, but the stripes and up until the stripes are fairly well lit up in one go. And here on the camera screen it looks like I need to go left, right to light up that area to see one. I mean, I can't show you two stripes. At least here on the camera screen I don't see that lit up at the same time, whereas in reality they are both lit up. So let's try with the Saferide 80. Put it on high mode. Yeah, that puts out a lot of light. And I'll put my hand before the Roxim D6. You see, this is a really nice beam. Let's see, I can put it a bit higher. Really nice beam. Lights up the road very widely. I can see the road plus the green on both sides at the same time. And on the camera, yeah, not so much, but that's the difference, as I said, between human vision and the camera, because of dynamic range and because of adjusting of the human vision according to available light. So how would I compare these? The Saferide 80 is a lot better. It has more range. I think the Roxim D6 about 45 to 50 meters. With the Saferide 80 I can see up to about 70 meters on the road. That means something is lying on the road and it is not really dark. Something not necessarily white, but not as dark as asphalt. You could see that from about that up to about that distance, and that's probably the maximum you can usefully see anything at in any case, because it's really difficult to make out anything at such distances. Any details, I mean, big objects of course yes, but details no. Let's try the B01 Lumintop on turbo. That puts out a huge amount of light. It's obviously a lot more, but again, look at the trees. It lights up the trees meters high, much more than you see on the video. And the range, it's okay, but it's effectively not better than the Saferide 80, because it puts out too much light close to you and too much light goes up into the air. So I think that's it for now. If there's anything else, I will make a video. Bye.